And start on our backs. So you can lie flat on your back. Up to you. You can take a bend in the knees. You can knock the knees together. You can let the legs straight out. The arms can be up above you, by your sides, on the body, anywhere that it's comfortable. And as always, just take a few minutes to settle in to your practice, into your breath. And just take a few really slow rounds of breath. And as always, just noticing how that feels. And every time you breathe out, can you feel yourself becoming heavier? So notice the parts of your body connected to the ground. And then just feel that connection become stronger. Whatever little things it takes to connect you with your body in this moment. So I always like to tap into the senses. So just feeling, again, those parts of the body contacting with the ground, the air on your skin, how the breath is moving. I say those things a lot because that's what helps me connect. So if that works for you, awesome. And just notice how little effort is needed to keep the eyes closed. Just let your body relax. If you don't try to do anything, if you don't try to change anything, just notice where your mind goes. How are you feeling this morning in particular? Are you moving through? Make an effort to relax muscles in the face. So notice if you've gained tension in the forehead, around the eyes, through the jaw. Can you feel a sense of softness there? And then go ahead and reach the arms up overhead. And point the fingertips, point the toes. If you'd like, you can even roll through the ankles and the wrists a few times. Just feeling this whole big morning stretch, fingertip to toe tip. And then start to wiggle the upper body over to the top right corner of the mat, taking a reclined side bend. So think about what we do when we're standing, reaching across the side body, opening through the left side. But you can relax into a little more because we're reclined. If you'd like to deepen, you can walk the feet over to the bottom right corner of the mat, making that C-shape, little moon shape with the body. And then you always have the ankle or the option to deepen more by crossing the left ankle over the right. Either way, wherever you are, we're just feeling some space in the left side body. That ankle is crossed, you can uncross. And take your time as you bring the feet back to center first. And then start to wiggle the upper body back to center, eventually coming all the way over to the left, reaching those arms up in a way that feels good for you, and just spending a moment here, feeling it out. And then if you'd like to deepen again, walk the feet over to the bottom left corner of the mat, and then maybe that ankle crosses. And notice what you feel. Start with the more obvious sensations, the strongest sensations, and then can you start to notice even more subtle feelings? little areas of the body where you're getting a stretch, even if it's just super gentle. We'll uncross the right ankle if it's crossed, feet back to center, upper body back to center. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, those knees come in towards the chest. And just rock a little side to side. Feet come down to the mat. Go ahead and keep a bend in the knees. We're just going to extend the right leg straight up. So you can roll through the ankle a couple times. Now you have the option to let this leg hang in space, or you can take hold of the thigh, shin, ankle, foot, wherever you can reach without too much strain. So the upper body relaxed, and we're just going to open really gently through the back of the leg, but we're not doing anything crazy yet. Just feeling these muscles start to wake up. And then take a bend in the right knee. Bring that knee into the chest and move that right knee in little circles. And then right foot down to meet the left. Go ahead and extend the left leg straight up. Rolling through the ankle if that is what your body needs. And again, you can take hold. Or you can let the leg hang in space. Super, super gentle, whatever you are choosing here. And at any point, you can feel free to place something underneath the hips if you want a little more elevation. So a rolled up blanket, a pillow, block, anything works there. Go ahead and take a bend in the left knee into the chest, move the left knee in little circles, fitting into the hip joints. And then left foot comes down to meet the right. Lift the left arm up overhead and start to roll on the left side of the body. Then use that right hand to prop yourself up to a seated position. Sitting in a way that's comfortable for you, finding a sense of grounding through the hips and feel some length through the spine. Take a few rolls of the shoulders. Feel the crown of the head reach high. Let the shoulders soften, tuck the chin to the chest, and really slowly take a few neck rolls side to side, right ear to the right shoulder, left ear to the left. Move at a pace that works for you this morning. Maybe 2 times on each side. Eventually, head comes back to neutral. Sweep the arms up overhead. Take note of how your legs are crossed and then start to fold forward. So those hands come down to the mat and you can maybe start to walk all the way forward as long as the hips don't become disconnected from the mat. It's not about how deep we can go. We're just getting into those little muscles that will work as this class progresses. Line the hands up towards the body. Take an opposite stretch here, so hands behind you, lifting the heart this time. And then we'll do the same thing other side. So if the legs are crossed, you can switch the way they are crossed. If they're not, you can just stay as you are. Once you feel grounded here, we'll sweep the arms up. Same thing, hands come down, palms ground, maybe staying or walking forward. Keeping the hips fully connected to the mat. Oftentimes the second side might not go as deep. We tend to use our dominant side first. We'll slide those hands back up towards the body. Little roll of the shoulders as those hands come behind you. And again, find a lift of the chest. Just opening with the heart. Little back bend, little heart opener. And then slowly come back to a neutral spine. Bring the hands to heart center. Close the eyes. Feel the palms touch. Maybe those thumbs come in towards the chest. Just let everything be still and silent. Take a full breath in. And a slow breath out. As you're ready, you can blink the eyes open, and we'll come onto all fours. Starting in our tabletop, and as always, warming up the spine with some cat and cow. So on the inhale, belly drops, heart lifts, gaze lifts. Exhale, start to dome through the spine, drop the head. And again, breath in, belly drops. The gaze can lift up as far as the neck clouds. And then as you exhale and curve the spine, the gaze comes down towards the navel. You more like this. As slowly or as quickly as you'd like, as long as you're just connecting with the rhythm of your breath. And slowly sink back towards a child's pose. So we're going to do a similar movement with the breath, but on the inhale, we're going to lift up, and you can stop with the shoulders over the wrists, or you can find a drop of the hips. And then on the exhale, come back towards child's pose. So cat and cow works better for you. You can keep with that movement. Otherwise, inhale forward, maybe stopping or letting those hips drop. Exhale, hinging back. A little deeper of a movement, still warming up. Take your time, feel it all out. Let's do two more like this. At your own pace. Next time you come forward and those hips sink, go ahead and lower all the way down to the belly. Untucking the toes if they're tucked, hands about mid-rib. Inhale, little cobra here. So slightest lift of the chest. And then just hold. Fingertips hardly touching. And then go ahead and release down. Here we'll press into the hands and find your tabletop. Next breath in, right arm reaches up. And then bring the hand through the left arm and leg. So palm can touch the mat, or you can drop that right shoulder towards the mat. That left hand can stay grounded with the elbow bent, or that arm can straighten. Wherever you are, just breathing into this twist. So we're warming up the spine in as many ways as we can. So think about how this movement differs from cat and cow, from a side bend. Now that left arm is straightened, go ahead and bend into the elbow. The palm grounds down and we'll come back up to tabletop. If you'd like to move a little bit in between sides, feel free. And then that next breath in, left arm comes out and goes through right arm and leg. Left palm can ground, or you can drop that shoulder towards the mat. Right arm bent or straight. Go ahead and ground through that right hand, come up, table tap, shake it out a little bit if you need, and then we'll find our way into our first downward facing dog whenever you're ready. So tucking those toes, finding a lift of the hips. Now if you're tight, go ahead and keep a bend in the knees, really focus on a long and strong spine. You can even find a little movement by pedaling the legs one after the other. I haven't really done much in the low body yet, so take some time just to feel it out here. How are the calves feeling all the way up through the hamstrings to the hips? Just breathing in this downward facing dog. Can you feel your hips really lifting high? Feel your chest and belly melting down. And you can come up high onto the toes. And then lower here, take a deep bend in the knees. And straighten. And then walk the feet up to meet the hands. So we'll just come to fold at the very top of the mat. Lifting right up to a flat back, so hands to the shins or the thighs, but finding lots of length through the spine. Just take a few rounds of breath here. Feel those shoulder blades pull together, belly comes in. Next time you breathe out, bend the knees, fold forward, head heavy. Keep that soft bend and super gently inch your way up to standing. Head the very last thing to rise. Coming to mountain pose. Let the palms face forward, the shoulders relax. Breathe in, arms sweep high. Exhale, take a bend in the elbows, goal post your arms, spread the fingertips wide. Lower ribs tucked in, belly button in towards the spine. Find a lift of the chest, a heart opener. Undoing all of this work. Working from home, sitting at home, driving. Tend to be really hunched. Can we reverse that and open? Slowly come back up, reach the hands high. Soft knee, let's go ahead and fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold, and hang here, let the head be heavy. You can shake the head a little, yes and no, finding softness through the upper body. And let's lift to a flat back. Again, find that length. Focus on strength in the back. And then hands to the ground or blocks. Go ahead and step the right foot back. We're going to keep the back heel lifted. So left ankle tracking over top of that left knee. Chest just gently lifted off of the thigh. If it's more comfortable, drop the back knee. Always an option here. And can you feel the front of that right leg just starting to become energized? Now, if that back knee is lowered, go ahead and lift. We're going to spin the back heel down and start to lift up to our warrior two. So we're still bent into that left knee, and the upper body balance equally over those legs. Softness through the shoulders, and as you extend through every limb, so if you activate the hands, feel the feet root down, strengthen the whole body. Can you find a sense of softness through your skin? How does it feel just to hold here? Gently flip that front palm. On the exhale, right hand slides down the back leg, Left arm reaches high, nothing changes in the legs. Just holding here. And we'll find ourselves in a side angle. So floating forward as that left elbow or forearm grazes the thigh, and that right arm reaches up or over. Side body stays open again, strengthening through the body. Find a sense of softness, balancing strength and softness. We'll find ourselves back up to warrior two. And then we're going to bring the hands all the way down to the mat. Back to our starting point as the heel spins up. And you can drop the back knee this time. Untuck the toes if you'd like. We're just going to straighten through that front leg and fold. Walk the hands back. And then bending into that left knee. We'll lift the body up and bring the hands to heart center. Take a little twist to the left and bring that right elbow to the left knee. Supported with that right knee on the ground, giving you a little bit more space and stability here. Go ahead and come back to center, hands down. Slide that left knee back to meet the right tabletop. One cat and cow here, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Dome the spine, drop the head. Flat back here. Maybe those hands come forward slightly so we can tuck the toes. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then bending into the knees, gaze between the hands, walk it forward, top of the mat. Flat back here to start, lengthen it out. And exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands by the sides, mountain pose. Feel the feet firmly rooted as you sweep the arms high. And again, we'll bend the elbows. Lower ribs tucked in. This time we'll rotate to the right. Little twist, little rotation. Coming back through center, and then all the way to the left. Through center here, arms sweep, soft knees fold forward. Lift halfway, flat back. Plant the hands, left foot back now. So up to you if you want this back knee lifted or lowered. Either way, right knee stacked over top of that right ankle. Just hands firmly rooted, whether it's on the ground or up front. And just feeling energized through the front of that left leg. If the back knee is lowered, go ahead and lift. We'll spin the back heel down and lift the body up, warrior two. Make any adjustments that you need as you settle in. Feeling the body balanced. And just hold, just breathe, let your gaze be steady. Notice what moves through the body in this posture. Tune in again, even to those super subtle sensations. And then we'll flip the front palm on the exhale, reverse. Still grounded through that right foot, bent into the knee. Feel the right arm reach. And then a slow transition to side angle. So right elbow or forearm gently grazes as the left arm reaches up or over. Side body stays open. And slowly lifting up, warrior two. Both hands down to the mat, framing out the foot, back heel spins up. Drop the knee, untuck the toes if you'd like, and then straighten that front leg and fold. Let's bend into that knee, grounding, lifting the body up, hands to heart center. Take your twist to the left, or to the right, left elbow to the right knee. There we go. Feel those palms press, opening through the heart a little bit more. Working your way back through center. We'll bring the hands down to the mat. This time we're going to tuck the back toe under, lift the knee, and step it to the very top of the mat, folding forward. Lift flat back, lengthen it out. Keep the knees soft, so maybe even bend so much that the belly reaches the thighs and you can let the head hang heavy. Keep that bend as you super slowly inch your way up to standing, feeling gravity pull you down as you slowly rise. Stacking vertebra and vertebra. Head the very last thing to rise, coming into your mountain pose. If it's comfortable to do so, feet come together, knees come together. As we bend the knees, drop the hips, arms sweep, chair pose. Feet and knees can be slightly apart, but the knees stay stacked over the ankles. So keeping everything aligned. This can be as light or as deep as you'd like, but see if you can send the weight back a little bit, really grounding through the base of the feet, taking the pressure off of the toes. As the thighs start to tire, can the breath become a little bit stronger? And then let's straighten, arms reach overhead. Gently bring the hands to heart center. Ground through the left foot and bring the bottom of the right foot to the ankle, to the shin, or to the thigh, coming into your tree pose. That foot coming above or below the knee is always never directly on. And any variation with the upper body that you'd like. So hands can stay, they can extend high, they can come by the sides or behind you. Whatever makes you feel strong. Maybe try and take a step out of your comfort zone. If you usually stick with one thing, maybe play around. What does it feel like to change it up? We'll gently transition out so that right foot can ground down. The weight of the body shifts, again, ground through the base of the feet. Feel that sense of connection. As the bottom of the left foot comes to ankle, shin, or thigh, above or below that knee. And then settle into whatever variation of the arms that you'd like. You can even play around with it to find a few options. Play around with movement in your balance.
And slowly lower down, mountain pose. Feel grounding through both feet. On the inhale, sweep those arms up. Again, let's take a bend in the elbows and find that lift of the chest. Lots of bringing out of the upper body today, these heart openers, gentle twists. We'll lift it back up, arms sweep. Let's swan dive forward, so hands come wide as you take your forward fold. And just settle here, shake the head no. Shake the head yes. Lift up, flat back. Hands come down, step it back to plank. We'll gently drop the knees and see how slowly you can lower to the body or to the belly. So test your strength here. Once you're there, untuck those toes. And let's release the hands by the sides. Palms face down, chin or forehead taps the mat. Press the tops of the feet. So even that pinky toenail is rooted as the hip points press down, the kneecaps lift when the core engages. So even though we haven't lifted yet, you're very much still working. And then from here, super gently, just the upper body lifts. If you'd like to incorporate the low body, the feet can lift as one. Focus not on height, but keeping that strength that we set up at the beginning. And lower everything down, gaze over the right shoulder. Let the feet fall out to either side, the arms relax. Just take rest. And bring the gaze back to center, palms down. This time we're going to bend the knees, flex the feet. Now arms can stay by the sides, or you can interlace hands behind the back. Either way, on the inhale, we'll lift head, neck, chest, and arms. And as you exhale, can you try and lift the thighs off the mat? They might not move very much, but you're still working. How's your breath? Go ahead and lower down to the ground. Gaze over the left shoulder. Shake the hips a little side to side. And then we'll bring gaze back to center, hands to mid-rib. We're going to come up to all fours, tuck the toes, and then sit back towards the heels, a modified child's pose, opening through the bottoms of the feet. If you'd like to deepen the stretch along the bottoms of the feet, you can stand up on the knees, still sinking into the heels, or you can stay in that child's. Wherever you are, we'll lift up, come to tabletop, untuck the toes, and then come all the way seated with the legs straight out. So take as much of a bend in the knees as you need to keep a nice long spine. Find flexing through the feet. Those hands can rest by the sides, coming into a staff pose. Feel the crown of the head grow really, really tall. Finding that perfect posture here, like you're sitting up against a wall. Sweep those arms high and feel yourself hinging from the hips as you fold forward. Those hands can come to the thighs, shins, ankles, or feet. You can keep the bend in the knees or straighten. And then we'll slide the hands up the legs, coming back to a staff pose. Take a bend in that left knee and let the left knee fall out to the left side. So the bottom of the left foot to the inner right thigh. You can scoot that leg over a little bit, widening your stance if you'd like. Rotate the torso slightly so the chest lines up with that leg, and then fold forward here. So again, thigh, shin, ankle, or foot, doesn't matter where we reach, we're just leading with the heart, leading with the chest, feeling that hinge from the hips, and always keeping a little bend in the knee if you need. Hands will start to slide up that right leg, and we'll just switch. So left leg out, bottom of the right foot, inner left thigh. Find a sense of rooting and grounding through the legs. Rotate the torso and then fold. And working your way back up. So we're gonna come into a fire log. So playing on what we did at the beginning. So to start, the left shin comes in front of the body. You have two options here. You can bring the right ankle on that left knee and work that right knee down towards the left ankle. Or you can bring that right shin completely in front of the left. So either way, we're gonna get into the hips. So again, if stacking the shins is not an option, bring one in front of the other. And just as we did at the beginning, you can stay upright, or if you have the space, you can start to walk those hands forward. Hips staying connected to the mat. You can even stay upright, bring one hand to the foot or ankle, one hand to the knee, and just work your long spine, gently assisting that knee down towards the ankle. If you walk those hands forward, they can come back towards the body. Quickly in between sides, we'll just straighten the legs out. You can give the knees a little shake. And then that right shin will come in front of the body, parallel maybe to the top of the mat. And either left shin comes in front of the right, or those shins stack. So that left ankle on the right knee, and you can guide that left knee down. Again, two sides of the body often feel quite different here, as you may know. And then, of course, if you have the space and you'd like to walk those hands forward, go for it. And then walking those hands back up towards the body, straightening those legs, shaking it out. Sweep the arms all the way up overhead, and then slowly roll all the way down onto the back. And then once you reach the back, go ahead and hug those knees into chest.
And just finding a gentle rock, a gentle circle, whatever little movements feel good. Just feel the low back connected to the mat. And then we'll bring those feet down to the mat, in close to the hips as the hands come by the sides. We'll set up for just one set of bridge pose here. So lifting those hips. If you'd like to have some support underneath the low back, go ahead and grab a pillow, a rolled up towel, folded blanket, anything that can offer you some support. Or you can just stay with those hips lifted. Knees stay in line with those hips, so we're not swaying out to the side or knocking together. Lowering the hips down, feet come wide, knees come to touch. Take a goalpost arm. Just let everything relax. So this positioning of the arms, just encouraging the chest to be open as we relax through the low back, supported by the legs. And gently bring the feet back in toward one another and crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Feeling free to stay right here or guide that left knee into chest so the right hand can go through that space. Take hold of underneath the left thigh. Whatever way you can gently and evenly hug in. Soften muscles through the face and through the jaw. And then allow that left foot to come down to the mat and it's lifted. Straighten that right leg up. So same thing as the beginning of class. You can let the leg hang or you can take hold. This time we can hug in a little bit more. We've fully warmed up so we can find a little more space through the back of that right leg. And then releasing, and as slowly as you can, leading with that heel, lower that leg all the way down to the mat. Going slower when it gets a little harder, really testing yourself. Feeling what's going on. And then once you do make contact, just feeling release. Start to take a bend in the right knee. And then cross left ankle over the right knee. Again, staying with the foot on the ground or hugging in, hands interlace underneath the right thigh. Making space for silence here. So notice what comes up, what you notice, feelings in the body, sounds around you, thoughts passing through. And then lower that right foot down, straighten the left leg. Again, you can take hold or let it hang in space. And then releasing and moving super slowly. Go ahead and lower that left foot all the way down. Bending into the left knee when you're ready. Let the arms come out by the sides as you gently lift the feet off the mat and let both knees fall over to the right side. Little twist here. Start to slow down, preparing for our final relaxation. So start to feel that softness through the body, letting this twist just sort of shake out any last things that could keep you from relaxing fully. And the knees gently come through the center line. Take your time taking your twists to the left. So knees drop left, gaze can stay up or over one shoulder. Slowly coming back to center. Bring the feet down to the mat. Reach the arms up above the head. Roll through the wrists, shake a little side to side through the hips. And then bring those hands down by the sides and one by one straighten the legs out. Resting the hands wherever they're comfortable or finding whatever shape for your Shavasana that you would like. Closing the eyes, if you haven't already done so. I'm just starting to settle down here. Letting every exhale bring you a little bit deeper into this place of relaxation. And for the next few minutes, just giving yourself permission to shut off. Know where you need to be, nothing you need to do. Let the to-do list go. Let the concerns about past or future, just for a minute, stop. Let the body relax. And take a slow breath in. And an even slower breath out. And just spend a few moments here breathing with intention, feeling your body reawaken. Inviting little movements in, wiggling the fingers, the toes. And when you're ready, bending into the knees. Bring the right arm up above the head and rolling your way to your right side. And pausing here. And gently propping yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed and bringing the hands to heart center. Taking one final breath in together and out together. I thank you all for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.